What's up, y'all? So I was on the phone with my bestie for the restie, and we were discussing about their relationship because they feel as though it is super toxic, super narcissist empath, and it is not for their best and highest good. They are definitely not happy. The other person is for sure not happy either, and it has become a situation where it's roommates, and even more, it's just not growing. And this person's tired of being stagnant. This person's tired, they're restless. They're ready to go and do better things and things that make them happy and fulfill. And the other person is too. But yet they find themselves in this situation where neither one of them want each other and neither one of them want to leave. Does this sound familiar? I have definitely been in a situation like that with myself before, and it is torturous because you really want to go, but then there's that fear. I know I've used that caged bird example on other videos, but it's really true. You have that fear. If I spread my wings and fly, am I going to be all right? Of course you are. Let me give you your sign. Yes, you are all right and you will be taken care of. However, it is scary to fly for the first time because gravity. It's gonna hurt if you thud on the ground, and we know that, right? And like, do we trust our wings that we've been growing? You know, maybe they're not gonna fly. We never know. So anyway, this person felt really restricted and feels as though they're trapped in certain ways because there's guilt and shame surrounding this relationship on leaving. And there's a certain amount of fear as well on both ends, on both sides of the dynamic. But one thing that they said while I was on the phone with them that really stood out to me was they were explaining that they watched their dad put up with a lot of stuff that their mom would throw at them and continue to put up with it and accept it and still stay. His dad never left. And so no matter what the mom did over and over again, the dad put up with a lot, an insurmountable amount of utter BS, but he always stayed. He never quit that person. So this little boy or this little girl that grew up and saw their parent do that has now grown up to be the person that does that. And they don't quit people and they don't leave. And so they found themselves in this dynamic where they're a strong person. They're a very strong being and they know it. And you know it too. If you've ever found yourself in this situation, you know you're greater than this, what you're in, this atmosphere that you're in, this relationship that you're in. You know that you have greater capabilities. You know they do. But this relationship's not thriving. But yet you're stuck and you can't leave. But you're a strong being and you know you can overcome it. But yet this fear just seems so insurmountable. It seems like you cannot surpass this fear of letting go. Fear of what will happen if you do separate. What's going to happen if there's separation? What's life going to look like after that? Because a lot of things are intertwined and magnetically bonded that is really hard to break away, right? I've discussed that in my other videos. So anyway, they were explaining that they watched their dad do this, and so it's almost as though they feel like they have to, that they are being called to be like this. That, I mean, their dad is who they looked up to, and that was their hero, and you know, he was a strong man to this child. And so this child grew up wanting to be like their dad, and that's what he's done. The child is now like their dad. And so you have this relationship going on that is no longer good. And so the adult wants to leave, the child is like, no, stay, right? That's what heroes do. That's what good men do. They stay in these relationships, or good women. That's what good women do. They stay in these relationships because longevity for some reason means success. Even though if you sit back and think about it, does success mean longevity? You can work at the same career for 25 years and it doesn't mean you're successful. It means you showed up and you did it. Like in your relationship, you can be together with somebody 25 years and it does not mean that it's a successful relationship. It just sometimes means you tolerated each other quite well. But you're not thriving and you're not fulfilled. And that's what the ultimate goal is. And your soul is going to be restless until you figure that out. So, what I wanted to share today because of that conversation that I had is think about, as a parent, what you want for your child. Or if you're not a parent yet, think about what you would want for your future children. What does that look like? Would you want them to travel down the same sucky, crappy road that you had to grow up traveling down? Because you put up with a lot of BS. You've got put up with a lot of crap to get where you're at right now. And do you want your children, half of your DNA, walking around having to put up with that same crap? Or are you glad that you did it for them so they don't have to do it? I mean, the choice is yours. You get to decide that decision. But typically most parents want better for their children. And so that's what your parents want for you. They don't want you to go down the same road that they've been traveling because it didn't work out for them. They ended up in these relationships that, yes, they were long. And by long, that seems successful by the old, the ways of the old world, the patterns of the old world. The longer you were married, the more successful the relationship was. You could be with somebody for that long, even though it just may be out of toleration. And so some people really restricted themselves and was not brave enough to fly out and see if they could find somebody that would be more compatible, that would allow them to grow because of that fear, right? And so it is a scary thing, but anyway, your parents want better for you. And if you had parents that didn't want to see you successful and didn't want better for you, then I believe in you. I'm your virtual parent and I want better for you. I know that you're capable of better things, that you came into this world to shine a light, and your little candle is going to light so many more candles. Have you ever seen a birthday cake with, I don't know, let's say 60 candles on it? That one candle that lights all 60 of those candles never goes out. And your birthday cake can have 120 candles on it, 2 million candles, how many ever candles you want to light. But the point is, you were meant for so much more, and you know this, and you're restricting yourself. It's like planting a seed in a 2-foot pot. That plant or that tree is only gonna grow as big as the pot allows it. But you were meant for so much more. You're that oak tree that can go into the ground and bloom for hundreds of years into a big old tree. Because you're a strong person. You really are strong. And you know there's a Goliath for everyone. But you're David. And guess what? David overcame Goliath. And you got this. So even if you don't have a parent that supports you, I do. I'm virtual mom right here. And virtual mom has got your back. Virtual mom knows you got this. And you were meant for so much more. And you are going high up. You're getting in that hot air balloon. And you're heading straight up. There's no going down because these weights are gone. These sandbags are gone. You know what's best for you. You've spent the time on yourself. You spent the time on yourself to go within and to figure out what you do want. What does make you happy? What does make you feel successful in life? What are these things? Who are you? Like, what do you want to accomplish in life? Who is a good person that can be beside me to allow those things? Is the person that I'm beside right now going to allow me to do all of those things? Would my dad or my mom want those things for me? Would my virtual mom want those things for me? Would my virtual mom want me on this hamster wheel that rotates and rotates and rotates and never gets off this hamster wheel, and that's your whole life? And you don't even see all the other cool hamster toys in the cage, because you know, we're on Earth. We are kind of in a cage in a way. But do you see all of the other hamster toys? Like, there's so much more to play with. There's so much more to interact with. There's so much more in life. Get off that hamster wheel. Virtual mom says so. So anyways, if you resonated with this video, just give me a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.